Good evening, DE. Welcome, everybody, to another Tuesday night call sponsored by DE and Band Brothers all over the world. Welcome this evening. We're going to have a great talk, I'm sure. We have, it's an exciting time. We've got a couple weeks till Christmas. That means 3 weeks until the new year. Get your 2024 plans going, work on your calendar, and get ready to have an incredible year. But also, before we do that, we want to have an incredible holiday season and just enjoy each other so much over the next couple of weeks. Tonight, we get to do that with our speaker. But first, I want to remind you that we have DE. It's 5 weeks away. That's 5 weeks. So the DE down in Clearwater, make sure I think Tampa is the airport. There may be another one, but I think Tampa is the more predominant one. But January 18th to the 21st down in Florida, we're going to have a really great DE. I love this hotel. I love the area around it, and a lot of good socializing and just fellowship. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. On that Saturday night, we have another one of our epic Wild West parties for our closing out the weekend together. So make sure you get your best and favorite cowboy or cowgirl outfit and get ready to have a good time with us Saturday night. Also, if you are a person who books your hotel with Kat for DE, you have tonight or tomorrow to talk to her. She is putting that in tomorrow. So get on it. And then also, if you're just booking it yourself, you have until the 17th. So whichever way works best for you, make sure you act accordingly. Very important. Other than that, I believe we are ready for tonight's guest. I am personally excited about this one. Jenna Quentin is so very special to me. She is a chiropractic warrior. She is one of those incredible souls who is not a chiropractor, but she represents, she loves, she lives chiropractic day in and day out. She loves the principle. She is a creative and brave presenter. She just really puts herself out there. I love everything she does. She has taught me to move outside my comfort zones, just with promotion, with speaking to people, and is just a wonderful, wonderful member of our family, and I'm so incredibly honored to introduce her tonight. And I just know her message is going to bless us. So from Wichita, Kansas, please welcome Jenna Quentin.
Hey, so grateful to be here tonight. My kiddos are saying hi and good night. Luca and Maya and Alex. Teo went off to bed because he's little and he was like, this is too late for me. So my wonderful Chiro kiddos, why don't you guys go to bed and I will be there to kiss you in a minute, okay? You can stay. My husband is a firefighter and paramedic, so he's on duty tonight. So I'm on mom duty. So I was really thinking about what I might want to share, and what is closest to my heart is stories. So even though, however we share them, if it is a blog post, if it is social media, if it is a newspaper article, whatever it might be, I want to share stories. So one story that is really special in our family, and that Maya was like, oh yeah, that's a good story. I asked the question, what's in the cocoon? So back in 2019, I found a giant caterpillar. Like when I say like a big, green, juicy caterpillar, in October, I was like, oh, what is this? So I looked it up and I thought, this is a Luna moth. So Kat, if you can share the picture, a Luna moth is this beautiful angelic moth. And I was so excited, especially as I looked into it. We are a curious family. We're a sciencey curious family. So we looked at it, and it was the night of the full moon. And when I looked at it, it said that it would be in the cocoon for 1 month until the next full moon. It would come out, Luna moth. On the next full moon, it would live for 7 days and lay its eggs and then die. So I thought, wow, this is really magical. This is really just an exceptional thing to witness and to show the kids. So it made this cocoon. Let me make sure you see the next picture. Yeah. So it made this ugly little cocoon, and it sat on my counter for 272 days. I don't know if you know how long the cycle of the moon usually is. It's usually not 272 days. So all winter, I realized after a little while, I was like, I don't think this is coming out until spring. All winter, it sat on my counter, and we talked to it, and we told it what was going on, and we told it that we were keeping it safe and warm through the winter in Kansas. But it just sat there. And I was telling my husband about it last night, and I was saying, I think this is what I want to share on the DE call. And he said, the thing is, there was no signs of life. I don't know if you've ever kept a cocoon, but there were no signs of life. So spring came, May, June, nothing's happening. And my husband was like, how long are you going to keep this? It's getting gross. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it a year. That just seems like a round number. I'll keep it for a year. And then one day I look over, and this is what came out. Not a Luna moth. What I looked up is it's called a Polyphemus moth. So if you love Greek mythology as much as I do, Polyphemus was a cyclops. And, in that moment, I honestly, as beautiful as this moth is, and I can realize that, I felt gypped. I asked for an angel, and I got a monster, if we're being dramatic. But the point was also, and I didn't pull it out, but the second story that I ever wrote for a magazine was about how much I hate moths. I'm scared of moths. My kids, what side are you on? The kids will tell you that if there's a moth in the room, I am freaking out. I'm flipping out. Somebody had better catch it, kill it, flush it, because I hate moths. So a Luna moth already felt like a stretch for me. And now here is this Polyphemus moth, and it's fuzzy, and it's got little antennas, and it is giant. Like it's like literally 8 inches. I don't know what 8 inches is. Foot, I don't know. It was giant, massive. But what did this story teach me, and why did I want to share it, is sometimes there's no signs of life, and it takes longer than what we want. And then what we get is not what we expect. And that can be whether it is with chiropractic, getting adjusted, getting checked, and it's taking longer than what we want. And maybe the result is not what we expect. I think this is just a wonderful story that I bring home to my kids and to myself. It's what I remind myself. I still put Luna moths around to remind myself, like, this is not what you needed. The Polyphemus moth was what you needed and what you got. And it was just a beautiful story in our lives. So you can take that photo down, Kat. The other story, and I'm kind of, because I had 2 little stories to talk about storytelling. So storytelling, when we're using our words, it's more than just writing nonfiction, right? Whether we are speaking to people in the office and it's our TikTok at the table, or whether it is in a blog, or whether it's in a phone conversation, or whether it is in the grocery store, what makes it a story and not just a nonfiction piece of information? And I've been thinking about this for years, for probably 15 years. And part of it is the emotion that we bring in a story. So we can do that with grabbing people's curiosity with sharing sensory details and synonyms and, you know, choosing rich verbs and things like that. That's kind of the technical side of things. But I was reading Brene Brown's Dare to Lead, and she said empathy is connecting to the feeling and not the experience. So the other story that honestly, I'm not sure I want to tell tonight, but it's what I'm going to tell is the story Where's the Wound? So in all of our stories, I think that we have different wounds, different layers, different things going on, and maybe we don't share that story, but we use that empathy, we use that feeling to connect to somebody else's experience. And speakers at DE have done this so beautifully, so many times. So I think asking ourselves beyond the technical details of how can I use a better verb, or is this a curiosity provoking hook, or what's my call to action? What I really want to focus on for myself in 2024 is connecting to that emotion. So, where's the wound? Um, I'm gonna show you another picture. And Kat, if you can show the picture there. So this is actually a picture of Maya, and this is back in 2016. So she's just a little bit littler. Oop, I'm moving the wrong way. A little bit littler, and she's on the shoulders of my dad. And we were hiking. We went to Colorado. We went to Pagosa Springs, and we were all hiking. So I'm part of a big family, all the families there, in laws, grandkids, everybody's there. And my husband was like, let's go hiking tomorrow. There's this trail. It is the Rainbow Trail. Well, I'm just going to go back to that. It's called the Rainbow Trail. Let's go hiking on that. So we all go hiking. Well, the story is that we had lunch, and me and the little ones went back to the cabin, and everybody else kept on hiking. And it is amazing to me the beautiful details of this story that it was the Rainbow Trail because my dad never came down. He just kept going up that Rainbow Trail straight to heaven. He had a massive heart attack there on the trail. My husband did CPR. My siblings, ran down the mountain, broke into the nearest cabin, and told people we need help. But there was a storm coming over the mountains. The helicopter couldn't get in. It was his day, it was his time. And honestly, what a beautiful ending to his story, to leave Earth in a beautiful place with your family. And oh, we should have brought water. But why do I tell you that? It's because I think about, has grief been your professor? It's been my Professor Snape, the professor we don't really like, right? But the one that we need. So many times at DE, we've been told and we've heard, serve your way through it. The parts of your story that hurt may be what help others to heal. I think that this is especially true. I always want to make sure that people understand I'm not ever promoting that you overshare something deeply personal to you. It's empathy is connecting to the feeling, not the experience. So if you have that feeling, that is what makes it a beautiful story. And that is what I think is meant by even this Ernest Hemingway quote, write hard and clear about what hurts. It doesn't mean you have to share things that are personal, but sharing that feeling, that is just a beautiful way to connect with people in your TikTok, in your social media, in your grocery store line, with whoever you're talking about. So um, that is my two stories. I had I had a couple different ones, and those are the two that you got for tonight. But yeah, I I love and appreciate each of you. I think that is all that I have to say for this evening. Um I can't believe what an amazing group this is to support each other, and the stories that we hear have always massively touched me. So I just have a lot of appreciation for each of you. I need a hug.
Oh, I wish I could hug you. Thank you so much for sharing. What an incredible story.
My
All
pleasure.
both of them. So amazing. For you
Well,
too.
Well, it's my pleasure. Yeah. There you have it.
There you have it. Well, first of all, this was your DE Tuesday night debut, and you knocked it out of the park. We're so grateful that you shared with us. I think it's important I know there have to be so many people at DE that see you coming and going and doing your thing. And I just think it's so important that everybody knows a little piece of your heart and your mind and all of that. So I'm so glad that you came on. And we have like twin earrings.
Matching. Yeah. I was like, I need blue. Whenever they say the throat chakra, the color is blue. So I'm
Oh,
like,
that's right.
well, I am not sure, but I will whatever keeps my voice going.
Hey, it worked. It worked. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thanks for
joining
having
us.
me.
Hey, everybody, have a great night. We will see you all next week. Go ahead.